What's happening, folks? Back for another trance reaction, and we're back for another tune in part by Nick the Kid, though this is also by Kevin Energy, and that's a name I actually have on vinyl. I think I have a record from him from like somewhere between '01 and '03. I have a kitten on my lap at the moment. But that tune is somewhere, at least to my ears and brain, it's somewhere in the like hard trance, a little bit of a hard house sound, and somewhere in that Venn diagram. But yeah, fast forward roughly a decade, and this is 1 year after the other Nick the Kid tune I just reacted to, or Nick the Kid remix, I should say. So yeah, this is from 2011. It's on Translation with a Z, which is a UK label. I believe they have some vinyl releases, and I have a couple of them. Again, I've done a couple mixes that are like more modern hard trance, acid trance, and I think I've used a couple Translation records in those. But yeah, the track is called Live Your Passion, and it's, number one, I enjoy the phrase, things that you're really into, make them part of your life, so it's part of the, texture of the things you do, which, I'm into music, and that's very much what I do. So, yeah, ultimately I enjoy the phrase, but it's another one which has those post-2000 evolved hard trance sonics, and when I say it has acid in spades, do not underestimate. So let's hear it. This is Kevin Energy and Nick the Kid. The track is Live Your Passion from 2011, and it's on the Translation label. Hello. Seatbelt. Spin cycle acid. That's like Green Guns of the Revolution acid, and by that I mean a famous psytrance or goa-trance duo known for their acid work. Literally, the bass is too much. Acid's coming right back.
Understanding the desires of your heart is an open window to your passion.
I think my heart wants to pump and regulate blood.
Live your passion. Today, tomorrow, and always.
I agree with that. Luke is doing that by sleeping.
And always.
I like that. Rolling wave of sound. Wild, erratic, like you don't know where the acid is going. It's everywhere. The percussion from this era of trance, it's stompier. It's like, it's heavier. Perhaps just in case that bass comes back. But perhaps a product of hard-trance's connection to hardstyle by this time. Yeah, hardstyle, it's a genre that's like somewhere between hardcore and trance. It sort of emerged in the mid-2000s. Plutonium Boy and some other artists were like, you know, some of the earliest to like make it deliberately and as a distinct genre. And then again, over time, like it influenced reflexively like hard trance and even some hardcore and so on. Indeed, you often see at like hardcore parties, they'll start the night with like one or two hardstyle DJs, and then they'll like go on to like more formal and faster hardcore. Nevertheless, again, I think the kick drum and bass lines like sort of have a bit of that heritage, and that, you know, they just sound different from 90s kick drums. And, you know, some 90s trance kick drums, like Pablo's tunes, they have like banging like tribal kick drums and, you know, like really deep heavy bass lines in some case, but it just sounds different from this. So I do love the acid in this track. Again, it's like this wild, whipped into a frenzy sort of acid, which again really stands out in that primary outro. It does feel like, having heard a lot of tunes from the late aughties, early 2010s, because that's again when I was sort of really getting back into like following labels and, you know, buying records again and so on. I found a number of hard trance and, you know, by extension acid trance. In many cases they were calling it hard trance, but it's, you know, it's like in the 90s there were like labels that like, it's a hard trance label, but they're known for like their releases being acid trance. But it does seem like that kind of primary outro after the main section with the big culmination of the primary melody of the track. Before it gets to the really stripped down outro, there's usually this section where you get an acid flare up, and a slightly more stripped down rendering in the sense that the main melody will sort of recede, but it still has the bass line, it still has the synths, and it still has the acid, and then it'll more formally break down. And those primary outro sections I'm very fond of in many cases. So, as I said, after I reacted to the Nick the Kid remix of Deliverance, I was like, wait, I gotta react to this. And in fact, there's a BK remix of this. BK, people will know, major hard house producer, and one that literally was responsible for, like, you know, I was into acid trance, hard trance, and acid techno. Hardcore, to a lesser extent, you know, didn't have that many records. And then BK came along, and I heard some of his tunes, like, holy crap, and I started buying a lot of hard house. So, yeah, very fond of his work. I think the remix, it's a different feel than this one. I like it a lot, but I still think the original is the pick of the litter here. So, shout out to Kevin Energy and Nick the Kid. Shout out to Luca, who's like poured into my lap. Like, you are so ridiculous. Nevertheless, let me know what you think of this one, and I will see you next time. Peace.